today's lecture, we are going to talk about the evolution of management. We are going to discuss the different schools that shape the science of management. Henry Fayol was one of the writers of the classical school. We call him the father of the modern management. He put his famous 14 general principles of management, including division of work, that the work must be divided into sections, and the division of work has a positive relationship with efficiency. The second principle was about authority and responsibility, meaning that there shouldn't be authorities without responsibilities, and there shouldn't be responsibilities without authorities. You can delegate your authority as a manager, but you can't delegate your responsibility. Discipline means respect the agreements. Fourth one was unity of command, meaning receiving order from one superior only. Unity of direction, each group of activities with the same objectives must have one head and one plan. Subordination of the individual interest to the general interest, meaning that the managers should work in the interest of the organization, not for their interest. Emanation, methods of payment should be fair and give maximum satisfaction to employee and employer. Determine the degree of centralization. Centralization is the extent to which the authority is concentrated in one person or distributed in the organization. Scalar chain means line of authority or chain of command. Order, place for everything and everything in its place. Equity, justice and fairness on the part of managers. Stability of the tenure of the person, initiative, keenness to work, and finally, spirit corps, union is strength. This is the principle of the teamwork. The main features of the classical school was that the task of administration is not political but technical. It was emphasizing the material and methods instead of the human element in the organization. It treated people like cogs in a machine and people in the organization or like other machines and tools. It focused on the increase of productivity, not the efficiency of the people. So the second school started as a reaction to the classical approach. It was initiated in 1930s with the human relation movement, as those who believed in the assumption of the classical school ignored the human element in the organization. The human relation school began with the Hawthorne studies. These studies take place between 1927 and 1932. In the Hawthorne studies, one group of the employees was treated as the control group, and the second one was the test group. The control group is the one for which the variables like light, temperature, and working condition are not changed. The test group is the one for which the variables like light, temperature, and so on was changed. The researchers expected the experiments to lead to different levels of performance for the control group and for the test group. To the amazement of the researchers, both groups increased their performance. What Mayo and his colleagues found that employees in the two groups were treated as special. They were given attention by the management, separated from other employees, and encouraged to perform. They found in general that improvements in productivity were due to the social factors and moral, good relation with managers, and the members group. Employees who are given attention by the management, who are treated as special, and who perceive their work as significant can become highly motivated and thus become more productive. This phenomenon, arising basically from people being noticed, is called the Hawthorne effect. Bernard was one of the writers of the Human Relations School. He written a book titled The Function of the Executives. He focused on the social implication of the organization. He argued that managers' role including gaining cooperation, defining purposes, and giving a system of communication. He believed that the subordinates was the ultimate source of authority because he or she chose whether to accept or reject the orders given by the managers. According to Bernard, the employees have three different zones: the zone of acceptance, the zone of indifference, and the zone of rejection. If managed incorrectly, the zone of indifference will turn into a zone of rejection, thereby decreasing the workers' tolerance for the manager's orders. However, if the employees managed correctly, the zone of indifference will turn into a zone of acceptance, thereby increasing the workers' tolerance for the manager's orders.